Self-esteem is our sense of self-worth and value. But where does it come from? In this video, I wanted to talk about how we unconsciously measure the value we have in ourselves and the one thing that saved me when I was struggling with it the most. The roots of our self-esteem is a complex question. There is no universally agreed upon model to explain where self-esteem comes from. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the model that spoke to me the most and allowed me to understand myself and my confidence. The self-discrepancy theory, developed by Edward Higgins, argues that our self-esteem comes from the difference between our actual self and our ideal or ought self. Essentially, we determine our self-esteem by comparing who we think we are now to who we want to be or should be. And this made a lot of sense to me because we do the same for those around us. I have expectations for my friends, and if they start consistently lying to me, being unreliable, perhaps being selfish, I'm of course going to have less confidence in them as my friend. And it makes sense if we apply the same standard to ourselves. If we start acting in a way that we don't value, like being lazy or perhaps being selfish, of course we're not going to think highly of ourselves. For example, there is a well-established connection between lying and having low self-esteem. And that may be because most of us, at least I would hope, would like to be honest people, and lying goes against that expectation and therefore reduces our self-value. It is important to say, however, that our expectations can be unrealistic. At the times I struggled with my confidence the most, I was allowing other people's opinions of me to adjust those expectations to an impossibly high standard. And in all honesty, I probably still do the same today to some extent. And that in itself is a whole nother topic for another video, and it's not going to be what I'm talking about today. However, the idea does still say the same. I had expectations of myself and I wasn't living up to those. I diverged from my expected standards of myself by being lazy or lying, and I found that my confidence only got worse. So, what was the one thing that saved me? I do want to add a quick disclaimer into this video before I continue. Having low confidence, at least for me at those times, felt like something that was innate to me. And to some extent, it is true. Some people are more susceptible to feelings of low self-worth, and I still struggle with it today. However, I have had that experience of pushing through it, so when I'm faced with it again, it becomes a lot easier. And it is something anyone can get through, including whoever's watching this video. Perhaps this video will help, I do hope so. However, if you do need more support, I'm going to be leaving some links in the description to some articles and some videos that help me understand my confidence. So hopefully that will help you out. So what was the one thing that helped me with my confidence? Well, it was the gym. And before you make your assumptions, it wasn't for the obvious reasons for feeling more confident in my body. Although that did help, in fact, my confidence actually came from my personal development. Let's take a moment to think about what it takes to be successful in the gym. It takes discipline, consistency, hard work, impulse control. All these characteristics I felt like I didn't have, I was suddenly forced to develop if I wanted to keep making progress towards the goal that I thought would bring me more confidence: bigger biceps. I was recently listening to a Diary of the CEO podcast with Jimmy Carr, and what he said about confidence really did stick out to me.
And what are you chasing?
You're not chasing the thing. It's you're enjoying the process. It's being. So I don't think you get self-esteem from the six-pack you get at the gym. I think you get self-esteem from being the kind of person that goes to the gym every day. And I don't think you get anything from the show from having done the Netflix special, but being the person that put that together is that's the enjoyable thing. You know, the weight doesn't get lighter, your back gets stronger.
I was proving to myself without even realizing it that I wasn't some lazy, impulsive guy. That actually, when I had a goal, I was able to stick to it. I was strong enough, and not just because I was lifting weights. By focusing my attention on this goal, I was taking my mind off this belief that I was insecure. And instead, I was giving myself that evidence I needed to believe in myself and pick myself up. It was actually something positive I could say to myself instead of the negative self-talk that I was used to. And to make it very clear, it's not just the gym that can do this. It's the focus on that and the pursuit of something difficult that can lead to an increase of confidence as a byproduct. And plenty of pursuits involve the need for these attributes like discipline and impulse control. The gym just happened to be a medium in which I realized these things, because what 17-year-old doesn't want a gym bod and a six-pack? Never got the six-pack, by the way. By setting your mind to and achieving really difficult things, you can give yourself the evidence you need to start believing in yourself. For example, if you know you could write a killer book if you just stuck by it, then give that a go. Or perhaps you want to start making YouTube videos, but you have to overcome that fear of judgment to do that. And you will notice, even if you don't achieve that goal, if you're able to continue to push for it and push yourself outside your comfort zone, you will notice an increase in confidence as a byproduct. It's not easy to increase your confidence, but I do genuinely think it's attainable for everyone. I mean, when I was at my lowest, I truly didn't see a way out. I thought that this was just going to be how I am now. We all deserve to feel confident, so give yourself an excuse to do so. For me, building my confidence has not been a linear path. Some days I feel great, and some days I feel like I've made absolutely no progress at all. But by keeping my mind off of how I'm feeling or what I think about myself and focusing on that goal and really sticking to it, that's what's helped me the most. It did help that I enjoyed the gym, but we can make our work more fun and enjoyable. It's something that I spoke about in a recent video, talking about Ali Abdul's Feel Good Productivity. So make sure you check that out right there. And I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something from watching it. Thank you very much, by the way. And aside from that, have a lovely day. Bye-bye.